another delicious day here in the Let's Make Food from Food Kitchen, and today I'm making some horchata rice pudding. Yeah, a couple of videos ago I made some horchata, and then I didn't want to throw all of this away. So I'm gonna make some horchata rice pudding, and it's gonna be delicious. I'm excited. So I have a pot heating up here, and I have 2 2/3 cup water. And I am going to put that right into my pot, and then I'm going to measure, because I don't need all of this. I need 1 1/2 cup of my leftover rice mixture. Okay, and I'm just going to level it out. It should be most of what's in this bowl, but not all, probably not all of it. Okay, there's 1. Gonna level that off, and there's our half. Okay, and I'm just gonna take some of the water that's in there and slush it around, and that's done. So what I need to do is bring this to a boil. I'm gonna turn it down to a simmer. I'm gonna come through and stir it occasionally, and then as the water starts to get absorbed, I'm gonna have to stir it more regularly. It does take a little time for that process to happen, so what I'm gonna do is hop off, turn the camera off, give you guys a little break, and then when I come back, when it's ready to do the next step, I'll pop back on. Okay, so I'm almost ready for the next step. This is, as you can see, let me get a spoon to show you the consistency, how much it's changed. This is the current consistency. It looks kind of like a porridge, and that's what we're going for at this stage. So I've turned it way down. Okay, and I am just going to make sure that you're scraping the bottom of this so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I need to combine the rest of my ingredients except my vanilla extract. We'll add that after it's cooked. 2 eggs. I've got all of my milk, which is 1 1/2 cups. This is whole milk. It's kind of up to you on what kind of milk you want to use. Then I have, this is 1 can of coconut milk. And I'm not going to use all of it to start with. I'm going to use a half of that, and that's about 1.5 cups, so I'm going to use 3/4 cup to start. So I'm going to put that in here until I get down to almost there. Okay. I'm going to whisk this and add in my salt as well. Keep a close eye on this. Once it gets to that porridge consistency, it'll really start to stick to the bottom pretty quickly. Okay. So just make sure your egg yolks are mixed in there pretty well. And then we're going to start adding it to this mixture. And I don't want to put all of it in there at one time. I'm going to put about half of it. Okay. I'm going to get that stuff off of my spoon here. Okay, and then we're going to whisk that together. You're going to want to continually whisk this as it heats up so it doesn't get lumpy and clumpy. And then we will start to add a spoonful at a time into this as it absorbs into the rice. And the point that you'll stop is when it's smooth and creamy, and you'll have to taste, texture, test it to make sure that the rice is cooked all the way through. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, and you can bring this back up to a simmer. Just be really careful to continuously stir it. So if you like horchata and you like rice pudding, put the two together. It's a great combination. Okay, let's check in. Okay, I've done 2 ladles full so far out of here in addition to what we started with. My consistency is looking good. The rice is still not completely tender yet, so I'm just letting it slowly cook as we go. And again, it's just 1 spoonful at a time we're gonna put in here. And that's it. Just stir it in and keep it cooking, and check your consistency as you go. Your mixture should stay relatively thick, and keep in mind as it cools it will thicken quite a bit as well. So one of the things you can do to check your consistency and make sure that it is done the way that you would like it to be, you're going to take your spoon, dip it all the way in, upside down. If your spoon leaves a line like that, then your consistency is good. So what I'm going to do, since I already have that in there, is I'm going to taste it. There's some pieces of rice on there, and I'm just going to make sure that the rice is done. Not quite. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more liquid. I think at this point I can go ahead and add the rest of it. I'm going to let that cook down. Now, Stir that up, let it cook some more, we'll check it again. We're gonna check our rice consistency. We're almost there. It still has a little crunch to it. That said, we've gone through all of our mixture, so this is where the rest of this coconut milk comes in handy. We're gonna put a little bit of this coconut milk in, maybe half of it. Okay, and we're gonna stir that in and let it cook down, and then we'll check it again. I got some dessert cups out so I can portion these out. You can just put them in a big bowl and slop them in whatever, however you want to do it. However you want to serve up, go for it. There's a lot of things you can do to change up the flavor of this. For me, I'm going to leave it pretty simple. I might sweeten a little. I'll taste after I add my vanilla extract, which you do at the very end when it's all done cooking. I'll taste that and see where it's at. I'll probably add some raisins to a couple of these cups, but my kids won't eat it, so I'm going to leave raisins out so they'll eat it. Okay, I am happy with this, so I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla extract for the flavor. I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon. I'm going to mix it in and give it a taste before I go any further with it. Okay, I'm going to add the second one. There we go. So the full 2 teaspoons. And again, at this point, if you feel like you want to add a little honey or a little sugar, go for it. This is the time to do it. However, if you're going to add something like raisins to it, just be careful because you can make it too sweet after you've added the raisins. All right, I am happy with this. I'm going to turn my cooktop off, and I'm going to grab a spoon to move this over into my cups. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Our horchata rice pudding is done. It's delicious. I am here to tell you it is a great way to use your leftover rice mixture when you make horchata. So, from my kitchen to yours, let's make food from food.
That's one boy puppy.